Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Hours Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Reminders of Him. This is another one of our famous authors' um, books adapted into a movie. After prison, a woman attempts to reconnect with her young daughter, but faces resistance from everyone except a bar owner with ties to her child. As they grow closer, she must confront her past mistakes and build a hopeful future. A little different than what I read earlier. Manika Monroe, who I really like, and Tyriq Withers. He was. I'll come back to that. He was in another movie. He was a football player. I forgot what it was called. But also in this, I mean, Lauren Graham's in it as well. But Rudy, yeah, Rudy Pankow is also in this, and he is from the Outer Banks, which I like. That movie was called Him. That movie uh, whatever what I say his name. And Tyreek Withers was in the movie Him. This is a dark romance, tragedy, drama, romance altogether. 6.4 on IMDb. 5,094 people rated it so far. Um, I'm intrigued by it. I don't know. There was another one by this author. I forget what her name is, but I'll look it up. But there was another one that just recently came out that I thought was pretty fun. McKenna Grace was in that one. I can't remember the name of that. I'm forgetting a lot of things, but you don't need to know about that. You want to know about this movie. So let me watch it and tell you more about this movie. I'll be back. Hey, everybody. We're at the credits of Reminders of Him. And I looked it up. I had to look up the other movie, who I think is the same writer of the book, is Regretting You, right? Reminders of Him and Regretting You, something like that. Mason Thames is in that. I ended up giving that one a seven. That's with McKenna Grace, and this one I think is just as good. I was um, intrigued the whole time. I wasn't really on my phone. It is more maybe not my wheelhouse. It's like a romance, obviously novel type, made into a movie, but I found it really interesting, right? So as we know, so Rudy Pankow, I think that's who he is. He's the guy from um, Outer Banks, right? And her, Monica Monroe, are like have a relationship, and then she gets in an accident. He dies, and she gets sent to prison because of that. But she was pregnant, has their daughter, and then comes back out of prison to try and connect with her. Never actually meeting her or anything like that. So meanwhile, there's a lot that the grandparents are raising her, of course, very protective, don't want to have her anything to do with her because they really, you know, from their understanding, she pled guilty to this thing and she's a bad person, right? Makes sense. I totally get that. And then Tyreek Withers or whatever, um, he's a handsome fella. He happens to be in town and ends up him and Rudy were best friends. Now she knew they were best friends, but they never really met too much. But she starts, connecting with him, who has taken on kind of like, I won't say a father role, but like a close uncle role with the daughter, right? Like he lives across the street, he's babysitter, taking her to T-ball, whatever. She's really trying to pick it up for his friend who died. So of course you can see, I guess that's why they said, was it dark romance? You know what I mean? Like you think of a dark comedy when they make a comedy about like bad things like murder and death and stuff like that. I guess that's what a dark romance is. I've never heard that before. It's like a romance, but around something that maybe you shouldn't be romanticizing about, right? She's and him were kind of getting close to a relationship, and now hey, she was with his best friend, and whatever. So and the other parents don't really like her. Not that they met her, but the thought of her. So it's all of that. She's struggling to trying to get on her feet. Meanwhile, I thought the chemistry between the two of them were great. I think Monica Monroe is a great actress. She's very similar to like what I say about Sydney Sweeney, that they don't just take these roles where they're glamorized. You know what I mean? Like she's a person coming out of prison. She's got hard times. You know what I mean? And I think she does a good job with that that type of role. She does have that niche, but you know what I mean. Instead of just being, I don't know, whatever else. So, I think she does. You actually care for her. She gets to the point, her character, where you're rooting for, her, right? And you're rooting for him. He seems like a great guy too. You know what I mean? He opens up. He has a bar. He's an ex NFL player and he's come back and he's opened up a bar, but he's got, you know what I mean? Like he's helping raise a little kid. And so that says a lot for him. So there's a lot of good character development between those two. So I think that works. That's what I look for in these things. I want to be rooting for somebody or rooting against somebody, and they had me doing that. So a little long. What was it? An hour and 54 minutes, but well worth it. So again, not something that like I won't read the book. I don't read a lot of books, but I'll watch the movies. This goofy thing. Anyway, I guess that's enough for me. Hopefully, I was helpful. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.